Thanks very much for tuning in to Unmissable. I'm Nabila Jamal. Let me start with what we're taking you through this hour. Our top story, we are going to be delving into Sarfaraz Khan. He's not been selected in the Indian team that's currently going to be playing in South Africa. So a lot of questions being raised by the Congress whether he's not being selected because his name is Khan. We will take you through that with our experts on the panel, if Sarfaraz Khan really indeed deserved to be part of the team and he was ignored, and what does this speak of the politics around it. And of course, a lot more on Deep Dive. We're going to take you through the details on Delhi's air quality index. In fact, shockingly, there are claims that Delhi's pollution data on the night of Diwali was missing, that it was not working in nearly barely 9 locations out of the 39 were working. The rest of it was off. The Pollution Control Board says false information. But of course, activists raising concerns on why data was blacked out. Details with that, on that with our experts. And of course, finally on our day to night top story, is there going to be a Chief Minister change in Karnataka? Will DK be next? Who else is in the line? Satish Jarkioli seems like the man who's at this point who has the blessings of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. We're going to take you through details on that. As always, the headlines first. Newly laid helipad sinks under President Murmu's helicopter when just as she lands in Kerala at the Pramadam helipad, the Pramadam Stadium, which is the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium. The helipad itself, we hear, was newly tarred, and the helicopter itself got stuck in that concrete platform. They literally had to push and move the chopper physically for it to be moved out after she deboarded. Assam to introduce bills on love jihad, polygamy, T-tribe, land rights. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma to announce historic bills in the upcoming assembly session. Details to follow after cabinet approval. Kedarnath Dham will be ceremoniously closed for the winter season on October 23rd this year, and Badrinath Dham on November 25th. Badrinath Kedarnath Temple Committee announces ceremonial closure dates, traditional rituals, Panch Pujas and Pagdi presentation for 2026 seasons scheduled. First pics of Mehul Choksi's Arthur Road jail shared with Belgium. Indian authorities share this with the Belgium authorities. India there assuring that he will get fair treatment. He is going to be held in barrack number 12. These are images that India submits to Belgium, saying that the conditions are not going to be as Choksi has claimed. It will have good conditions. They will ensure rights and medical access for Choksi. Remember, Choksi had tried to resist extradition, claiming that they are going to torture him in India. So India's response to that. All right, let me, here you have in Karnataka, questions being asked as to who's the next Chief Minister. Siddaramaiah's son, who's an MLC, Yatindra Siddaramaiah, says that Satish Jarkioli is really the man who's suited for future leadership. He's strong and he's really the ideal person. But then says there's no immediate change though. Of course, this might have worked DK Shivkumar, and he's responded saying, I will go as per what the party says. Either way, Yatindra has come out to clarify that he did not mean anytime soon, but certainly establishes a tussle in power within Karnataka. 13-year-old in Thiruvananthapuram diagnosed with deadly amoebic meningitis. Child detected during eye examination. Health authorities conduct chlorination at home. Child admitted to hospital with positive blood test. Zelensky supports Trump's peace proposal, calls the idea of halting at current front lines a good compromise. Russian drone hits kindergarten in Ukraine's Kharkiv after massive overnight strikes. Zelensky says all children have been safely evacuated. All right, let me take you through our top story here on BCCI selecting Team A to play for South Africa, but Sarfaraz Khan seems to be missing, and that's kicked up a storm. A lot of questions being asked as to why, when Sarfaraz Khan seems to be in good form. Now, the BCCI Senior Selection Committee, led by Adityanath Agarkar, has announced the India A squad for 2 4-day games against South Africa A. And once again, there's no place, it seems, for Sarfaraz Khan. The Mumbai batter's exclusion has reignited outrage online. Over the last 5 years, Sarfaraz Khan has averaged a staggering 110.47 in the first-class cricket, piling up 2,541 runs with 10 centuries and 5 50s, even shedding 17 kilos to meet fitness demands. Yet there's still no clear explanation, as per cricketing experts, for his non-selection. Despite his record, Sarfaraz Khan hasn't found a spot, not for Team India, not even for India A. Sarfaraz fans, of course, asking at this point, what more must he do to earn the call-up? Chief Selector Adityanath Agarkar offered a measured explanation, saying sometimes you just have to take tough calls. Sarfaraz got 100, but Karun Nair has scored heaps of runs in domestic and county cricket. With Virat not being there, we needed experience. We can't pick 50 players. When you pick 18, some will miss out. The justification that came. The debate exploded, of course, after Congress spokesperson Shama Mohamed put out a post on her X platform that has given this a whole new spin. She asks, is Sarfaraz Khan not selected because of his surname? Hashtag just asking. We know where Gautam Gambhir stands on that matter. Well, her remark is aimed at India's head coach Gautam Gambhir, also a former BJP MP. And this has now given a political twist to this case. The BJP has responded sharply, accusing Shama Mohamed of communalizing the sport. Party spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla says in response, saying, I quote, this lady and her party are sick. After calling Rohit Sharma fat, she now wants to divide our cricket team on communal lines. He pointed out that this is the same cricket team where you have players like Mohammad Siraj and Khalil Ahmed, who continue to play under the same team banner. Now, beyond the political noise, Sarfaraz's omission still raises some cricketing questions. With his great form, many in the cricketing circles are currently baffled as to why he wasn't chosen. Ravichandran Ashwin, particularly, weighing in with harsh truth. He said that Sarfaraz's India A snub might well signal the end of his pathway to the national side. Ashwin said that he was pained and clueless over this decision of not selecting Sarfaraz Khan, because he says the batter had really ticked all boxes that were required for the test call-up. Listening.
सरफराज खान का जो नॉन सिलेक्शन है उसके लिए मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा देखने के बाद सीधा जवाब नहीं मिल रहा है. सो आई फील वेरी वेरी सैड फॉर हिम, वेरी सॉरी फॉर हिम. इसके साथ क्या कम्युनिकेशन? इफ आई वाज अ सेलेक्टर, व्हाट विल आई कॉल एंड टेल सरफराज? वेट तो कम किया है, रन तो बनता ही है. लास्ट इंडिया सीरीज जो न्यूजीलैंड के अगेंस्ट खेला था उसमें एक बड़ा शतक भी बनाया. सो आई रियली डू फील सॉरी फॉर हिम. एंड ऐसा कभी नॉन सिलेक्शन होता है ना. In the case of Sarfaraz Khan, this sort of non-selection leads me to think that there is someone somewhere probably thinking that, okay, Sarfaraz Khan ko dekh liya, abhi nahi chahiye.
Well, you remember Rohit Sharma. He was once asked which 3 celebrities he'd like to go for dinner with, and he skipped all the famous names. He said, I'm not interested in celebrities, but I want to go out with my garden wale bande. And he picked 4 people. That was Sarfaraz Khan, Shubman Gill, Dhruv Jurel and Yashasvi Jaiswal. Well, at least Rohit Sharma thought there was merit in Sarfaraz Khan. What does this selection or non-selection really speak of then? Let's quickly bring in our panelists on board, who's going to be dissecting for us exactly what this really means, the political angle of this. Welcoming on the panel here is KP Bhaskar, former Indian cricketer, and also Sanjeev Samyal, senior sports journalist. Thank you both of you for joining us here today. Your take on this, KP Bhaskar as a former Indian cricketer, Sarfaraz Khan having the best, at least he's fared very well. Well enough for him to be selected in the team, but questions being raised not only, but I'm not getting into the politics of it. Well, because his name is Khan, he's not been selected. That's a whole different conversation and a political one. But just off his form, Sarfaraz Khan's form, do you believe this was unfair?
See, Sarfaraz has done well in the past. He's got 100 in the test match as well. In fact, it was 150 that he had scored. But the point is, as the chairman of the selection committee says, Agarkar says that he was basically dropped because of the quadricep injury that he was carrying. Now, that was the reason why he wasn't considered for the West Indies series. Now, let me be very clear here that, playing for the India A or any of the side tours that BCCI has been, organizing with the bench strength, it's not a criteria for getting selected for the Indian team, to be honest. I'll give you an example. Just a few weeks ago, we had the Australia A tour happening, and there's a cricketer from Delhi called Priyansh Arya, got 100 against them. Now, he got picked for the squad of Delhi Ranji Trophy, but then he didn't find a place in the 11. So, what I'm trying to say is that, okay, these matches are a kind of a practice games for you and also trying to showcase your talent. Now, Sarfaraz has done that in the past. Now, what the chairman selection committee is saying is that let him go and play for Bombay and get some runs. Now, even for getting a big 100 or a 200 in the Ranji Trophy game, will directly get him a place in the Indian squad. Now, since this India A tour, he hasn't been picked. Doesn't really matter. It's not that he's been written off completely. He's definitely, yes, if you can say that with the past performance that he's been consistently giving in the domestic and also in the IPL, he should have been picked. They could have, kept him in the scheme of things, which didn't happen. But I'm sure it's not the end of the road for him. As we hear that he's lost a lot of weight. Earlier, the criticism was that he was unfit and he was, you need to shed some weight, which he has done. I'm sure a couple of good innings in the domestic, scene, he'll definitely bounce back.
Well, Sanjeev Samyal, leaving politics aside, which I will also come to you on that, but just your take on Sarfaraz Khan, his performance. In fact, R. Ashwin says that Sarfaraz has officially hit the dead end, because if he's not selected in India A team, then his way back to the Indian team might just be shut out.
Yeah, actually, I am also equally baffled that Sarfaraz Khan is not there in the India A team. But from what I can make out from what Ashwin is saying is what he makes out of it is that हमने ऐसा देख लिया है बस. So what that actually also means is sometimes a particular coach is looking at some qualities in a player. So that is how they select the player. So that is what R. Ashwin, I think, is referring to. So that looks to be the issue with Sarfaraz at the moment in terms of the selection committee or the team management. But at the same time, we have seen Sarfaraz right from the beginning, right from his school days. We have followed his cricket right from when he started to the age group cricket, and we have followed his progress. He's always kind of kept on improving. And what I can make out is maybe Gambhir and the other coaches not have seen enough of Sarfaraz to be convinced about him. But I feel he is good enough for international cricket. He has been given more chances. Somebody who got a 150 in tough conditions against a quality attack, naturally a longer rope and allowed to kind of prove himself, and he's gone ahead and worked on his fitness, which was one area where people were questioning whether he is fit enough. That also is gone and ticked. So this the advantage over for Sarfaraz is now he gets a full season of domestic cricket and he gets a chance to prove himself again with a lot of runs. Another blockbuster season for him in the Ranji Trophy, and sure he'll be back in the reckoning. I think it is all about convincing the people who feel that he doesn't have the qualities which they are looking at.
You know, so I did read up a little and I see experts saying that he's a red ball player. So to push him back into Ranji Trophy, is it really fair? And he's come a long way from there. Mr. Bhaskar?
See, actually, to be honest, from the coach perspective, that I've also been involved in coaching,
Yeah.
and I've coached Sarfaraz earlier, in the BCCI Specialized Batting Academy. I think he's very good at the white ball cricket, to be honest. In fact, it was surprising for me when he got picked for the Indian team in the red ball thing in a test match. So there were questions, there was a doubt, slight doubt that whether will he be able to, sustain or cement his place with the Indian team, which he did, to be honest. He got a brilliant 100 against New Zealand. But then subsequent games, I don't think he scored much. And that is the reason why he was dropped from the playing 11. But I personally thought that this guy was damn good with the white ball. He's such a street smart cricketer. He plays all those improvisation shots, which normally you don't see in a test match or a 5-day game in the longer format. But saying that he's proved himself, and yes, I just want to add here, it's not that this is the first time that something like this has happened. It's been happening long times. You have your personal likes and dislikes. When you have a new coach, when you have a new selected at the helm of scheme of things, there are the likes and the dislikes which are very strong. Now you need to be lucky and to be on the good side of these so-called selectors or the coach.
Why do you say that? Now, since you've said it, I'm going to really pick your brain on that. You need to be on the good side of the coach and the selector. Why do you say that? Just a quick piece of information to our viewers. There is this, social media handle that's put out one tweet that says that Sarfaraz may have leaked some information of backdoor banter or changing room banter, and that has irked the BCCI. Now, of course, we can't corroborate this, we can't prove it, but that tweet seems to have gone viral. Do you believe, KP Bhaskar, that this could be one of the reasons? Have you heard of anything like this? Give us your take on this.
No, I really haven't heard anything of this sort, to be honest. And then I think I think it's a kind of a disciplinary action against him. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's the thing, right? If it's disciplinary action, then you got to say it and admit it. But Ajit Agarkar says, well, we are not selecting a 50-member team. It's 18 people. So some people will feel bad, some not. But is it so easy to drop off Sarfaraz saying that we are not selecting a 50 members, it's only 18 members? I mean, that seems a little odd because he's not just another player.
Fair enough, but then, as I said earlier, the reasons given for him being dropped was the quadricep injury that he's carrying. Now, this has come from the chairman's. This is the chairman's views. So maybe that is the reason why he wasn't picked against the West Indies. But then saying that, the question is that okay, he should have been picked for the India A tour. As I said earlier, this is not a criteria for getting into the Indian team. See, you got to understand our bench strength is very, very strong. There are players like Iyer, the players who are Jaiswal, they don't find a place, in the other formats. But they're equally good in all the three formats. But the point is, the bench is very strong. And somewhere down the line, the selectors and the coach and the management need to pick only 15. Fair enough? So that's good sign for Indian cricket. I absolutely agree with that. But then the saying, a guy like Ishwaran, who's been traveling with the Indian team for the last two and a half years, and then suddenly he doesn't get a chance to play in the 11, but then here comes a series against West Indies, he's dropped altogether from the 15. Now, how do you justify that? So that's something you need to worry. You have to. But then it, as I said, it varies from individual to individual. Some people stick to the 15, like what happened during Saurabh Ganguly's time. Not many changes were done. he had a band of players, a brigade which he had created, maybe 17, 18 players or 20 players, and he stuck to them. He made sure that they get ample of opportunities and they could cement their place in the Indian team. That's why Sehwags, the Zahir Khans and Ashish Nehras, they all played for India for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Now here we have a mindset, here we have a coach who probably doesn't think that way. He says, okay, my way or the highway. Let's give performance and stay on. Simple.
You know, he's decided that Karkar says that we wanted experience, we prioritized experience, so therefore Karun Nair was a fit because Virat Kohli is no more there. So that comparison of comparing Karun Nair with, that was the real statement he gave. So he's compared Karun Nair in a way to be more beneficial to the team or might add more value in compared to Sarfaraz. Do you concur with that?
To be honest, the last two series that we played in Australia and in England, you know, it was, I think the technical flaws that Sarfaraz has, it wouldn't have been easy for him, mind you. Karun Nair, on the other hand, got a 300 playing in one of the series in India. So probably his technique was found to be probably better than Sarfaraz. That's what the whole think tank thought about. And they said probably if we take him to England and Australia with that bouncy tracks there that we find, it may not be suited for Sarfaraz technique. I think, but you never know. I think that was something which you can't take it for granted. You see, unless until you try somebody who's already playing in the 11 and getting runs in the past, you should have taken him there, probably given a chance or two. And then come to this conclusion that okay, he doesn't fit into those bouncy and those seaming tracks. And we all know that he's done well in the IPL.
Do every of the player get that treatment that they are factored in, then they are taken there, they are tested and tried and then brought back? Do other players also get that benefit?
Well, as I said, if you have to be on the good side of the selectors. Okay. Or the coach.
So it comes down to that. Be on the good side of the selectors or the coach.
Definitely. You have your likes and dislikes.
Yeah. The reason to why we've picked this up, of course, it would have probably gone unnoticed if not for the Congress, who has given this a spin, saying that Sarfaraz Khan, because his name is Sarfaraz Khan, because of his name, it seems like a deliberate attempt to sideline him, considering Gautam Gambhir, who was an ex-BJP MP, is the coach. So not being on the good side of the coach, maybe, this is what she refers to. I just want your take on this. As a cricketer, I'll ask with our journalist itself, Sanjeev Samyal. Sir, your take on that, on just the spin that politics has given to this, that it's religion and nothing else, considering he's been in form.
Basically, I feel that on Gautam Gambhir to say that he is biased. Like we have an example in 2023 where the way he defended Naveen ul Haq in Afghanistan, where like when Virat Kohli and Naveen ul Haq engaged in an argument and Gautam Gambhir being from his franchise, he jumped in and confronted Virat Kohli. So naturally, like it's not about that way. Gautam Gambhir has any bias towards anybody. It is like whether he likes the player enough or he is convinced about the player. So I think that is the issue. The only area I think where Sarfaraz has faulted is he did not actually capitalized on the star goal. Like against New Zealand, he got 100 in the next test matches. He could not capitalize on that. And Gavaskar made a very famous statement on that. Like when you get a chance, you make yourself undroppable. Gavaskar in his first series had got 774 runs in his debut series. So nobody could touch him after that. When you have such strong competition, which India has at bench strength, it's kind of 50-50 players, they will have to go and cash in and make a kind of a statement where they become under. That is my understanding.
Right. KP Bhaskar, a final word from you on that. I didn't want to delve into it too much because I know, politics, you have just about everything said. We don't want to believe it, but do you believe there could be any element of bias there?
I don't think so. I think probably she's probably gaining some politicizing the whole thing. She's probably gaining some points out of it. That's what I see. But cricketing logic, I don't think it makes any sense, because there again you have Siraz, who's part of the Indian team. The only thing that goes may add a little weightage to this line of what she's commented could be that a couple of months ago Mohammad Shami was dropped. But then again it was because of more because of the injury that he was carrying, and the present coach thought that probably he might not lost this 5-test series, so that's why he was dropped. Now that's the only thing which goes in that which goes in favor of this line that she just said.
Yeah.
But I think it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't happen. We had earlier Mohammad Azharuddin as captain for a long time. There were others who had picked.
No, I mean under the new coach, that's precisely what she says. Under the new coach Gautam Gambhir.
But then Mohammad Salah should have also been dropped because of this. If that is the line of criteria for selection, I don't think so. I think it's baseless.
All right.
Rather than.
Which is why I started with the merits of this case on how fit and how fair is it for not selecting Sarfaraz, and I think that was established extensively by the two of you, and I really appreciate you coming on board and giving us those much needed details so that we could rest this debate right here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, a quick break. We'll be right back on the other side. Delhi pollution levels peak, but it seems like allegations are that the Pollution Control Board may have blacked out some data on the pollution levels in Delhi on the night of Diwali. Details on that on the other side.
In association with Can't Do Without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
डेली मुझे कॉन्स्टिपेशन की प्रॉब्लम होती है, मैं क्या करूं? 2 स्पून काफी है। ये प्रॉब्लम दूर करने के लिए लायन डेट सिरप। इसमें आयरन, फाइबर्स, विटामिन्स, बीमारी से लड़ने की ताकत बहुत ज्यादा है। फाइबर, कॉन्स्टिपेशन से रोकथाम। रोजाना 2 स्पून लायन डेट सिरप हल्के गर्म दूध में भी मिलाकर पी सकते हैं।
Lion Date Syrup.
रोजाना 2 स्पून।
My car got started. It loses its mood. Doesn't your car ever lose its mood?
No, my car never breaks down. I feed it with Vidol. That's why.
Vidol?
If the engine is okay, the motor will be okay. Mom. Bye.
Ma'am, please wait. This is for you.
Huh? Saurav Dada! Hi!
Saurav Ganguly and hordes of car owners have tested and trusted Vidol engine oil. It actually keeps the engine clean from deep within.
Look, this investment Guru's tips will double your money. Just claim the offer.
Double your money from any random group. Pay attention. Promising double returns, they'll lure you in tight. Unverified groups will send fake tips overnight, emptying your pockets before you can fight.
Well said! Well said! Well said!
SEBI and NSE advise consult only SEBI registered advisors and make payments only to verified accounts or UPI IDs. An investor awareness initiative by SEBI and NSE.
थोड़ा आराम कर ले।
पर कहाँ रुकेंगे?
मैं बताऊं? चलें?
अरे संजू जी आप?
इंडियन ऑयल स्वागत पेट्रोल पंप, जहाँ खाने, पीने, नहाने और कपड़े धोने के साथ आराम करने की भी सुविधाएं हैं। स्वागत है हैप्पी जर्नी की रेसिपी।
Breaking news. Major disruption is expected this week.
Yes, disruption confirmed. That's me. Relax, no scams, just my brand new show, News Cosmic with Cyrus.
Welcome back. Well, Delhi's pollution levels, we all know how severe it is. You can really feel it in your mouth, your nose, your eyes and your health. Now, at a time like this, pollution boards, pollution data, the levels of pollution, the data itself is very important. There are allegations that in Delhi, the crucial period right after Diwali, this data itself was blacked out. Is that true? What really is the case here? I'm going to spell that out for you. Delhi's air turned quite deadly the morning after Diwali, recording its worst post-Diwali air quality in 5 years. The air quality index soared to 451, well into the severe category, far higher than last year's 328 and even worse than 2023 and 2022. That data is right there on our screens here. This year, pollution levels really peaked. Yet, Chief Minister of Delhi, Rekha Gupta, claims that the rise in pollution this year was much lower than previous years. Her statement came even as the data itself clearly shows. Data by the CPCB and Delhi Pollution Control Board shows that Diwali in 2025 was certainly among the most polluted in recent times. But here's what Delhi CM said.
देखिए, पॉल्यूशन के स्तर पे आप सब ने डाटा देखे। पिछले जो सरकारों के दौरान दिवाली वाले दिन का जो डाटा था और अगले दिन का डाटा था, हमारे कार्यकाल में वो डाटा कम हुआ है, बढ़ा नहीं है, कतई नहीं बढ़ा है। तो आप ये कहेंगे इस बार तो आप कह रहे जी पटाखों की परमिशन भी थी, बाकी चीजें भी थी, तो भी वो जो गैप है दिवाली से पहले का और दिवाली के बाद वाले दिन का, वो कम हुआ है। तो पॉल्यूशन उस दृष्टि से पहले से कम है और सरकार अपने जितने भी काम है वो सब कर रही है और करती रहेगी।
Well, that said, we're looking at data extensively suggesting that Delhi's pollution, one, is the worst in the world in the last few days that it's been recorded. And the fact that it's also been the worst in the last 5 years raises a lot of questions on what the Delhi Chief Minister said herself in justification. But, well, this is the time when you need transparency the most, because pollution data really tells you how severe the situation is, what you can really do to avoid going outdoors probably. But shockingly, some data went missing. Pollution Control Board, Central and the Delhi Pollution Control Board did not reflect data for a couple of hours on the night of Diwali. Several air quality monitors stationed across Delhi city went offline during the crucial Diwali night window when pollution levels spiked, and it was certainly the highest. At that point, it seemed like the data itself was missing. At RK Puram, PM 2.5 levels had touched a whopping 1,476 around midnight and then suddenly disappeared. Around 12 a.m., it disappeared from the Delhi Pollution Control Committee's websites and came back 5 hours later. And came back around 6 a.m. and at that time too, it was still hazardous at 1,187. Well, across Delhi, only 9 of the 39 stations functioned continuously between Monday midnight and Tuesday morning. But major stations like Nehru Nagar, ITO, Dwarka, Ayanagar all stopped reporting right when the readings approached 1,000. Experts say that these recurring data blackouts skew daily averages, hiding the true extent of Delhi's air crisis. In fact, Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa has absolutely denied this, saying that all data is available on CPCB and DPCC websites. And if anyone's saying otherwise, it is obviously they have ulterior motive in mind. Well, we hear environmentalists and experts suggesting that data was indeed missing, and this kind of data blackout has not just happened now, it's happened in the past as well. Possibly with governments in the past in Delhi also have committed, the insinuation is that this has been deliberately done to hide data and that it's also happened in the past. Well, clearly, air quality analysts here insist that the gaps really distort real readings and downplay the dangers citizens are breathing in. The claim that it's previously happened itself and has always been happening year after year is all the more shocking. Also, the irony here, this year saw 77.5% drop in stubble burning across the northern belt, which is one concern which was attributed to the rising pollution levels in Delhi. Stubble burning is reduced by 77%, but yet Delhi saw the worst pollution in 5 years and the worst in the world today. Yet pollution levels skyrocketed, raising serious questions about firecrackers as well. We know that the Supreme Court has allowed green firecrackers and also limited hours, but there was brazen violation. We're not even sure if all that was burst was really green firecrackers, and how effective are green crackers too. Because if this has led to this kind of pollution, should green crackers also be allowed? Research by the Climate Trends show post-Diwali PM 2.5 averaged 488 compared to a day before Diwali, which was 156. So that clearly shows a threefold jump overnight, all thanks to firecrackers. Clearly, even with fewer farm fires, Delhi's toxic air isn't easing, it's only worsening. Opposition Aam Aadmi Party has slammed the BJP government for allegedly trying to project selective pollution data. Sarfaraz Bharadwaj, here's what he said.
दिवाली की रात का डेटा रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए 4 सरकारी एजेंसीज हैं। कैसे हो गया डेटा गायब? डेटा चोरी कैसे हो गया? और जहां पे जितनी भी प्राइवेट एप्स थी जो लोगों के फोन में है, इंटरनेशनल एप्स हैं, वो दिखा रही हैं 1700 हो गया, 2000 AQI हो गया, इनके पास डेटा नहीं है। क्यों? क्योंकि ये जो डेटा कलेक्ट होता उसका एवरेज से आपका पता चलता कि उस दिन का AQI कितना बढ़ा। जब बढ़ा हुआ डेटा आपने गायब कर दिया, आपने चोरी कर दिया और तमाम 4 सरकारी एजेंसियों ने चोरी कर लिया, तो वो डेटा तो नीचे आना ही था।
All right, let me bring in our guests on board. Bhavreen Khandari, who's an environmental activist, joining us. We also have Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson of the BJP, Siddharth Sharma, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Siddharth Sharma, let me start with you for the only reason we heard Sarfaraz Bharadwaj, and I'm pitching this conversation based on what he said. He says that Delhi's monitors were selectively blacked out. It was done deliberately to hide some numbers. Is that your stance as the opposition?
To start with, Nabila, when you said that we need transparency, I think the Honorable Delhi Chief Minister was very transparent when she said that data kam ho gaya. I'm quoting her verbatim. You just showed the clip just now 2 minutes ago. She very clearly, she did not say that pollution kam ho gaya. She said that data kam ho gaya. That means that she's agreeing. That is a mea culpa. That data chori hua hai, data kam ho gaya hai, data khatam ho gaya hai. So this has become an onion peel moment for BJP this Diwali. The falling AQI levels and the falling BJP's IQ levels are competing with each other. How quickly they challenge gravity and reach its nadir. Looks like for BJP, Taliban अच्छा है, Trump का tariff अच्छा है, पाकिस्तान के साथ cricket अच्छा है, अब तो pollution भी बहुत अच्छा है, सिर्फ आम आदमी बुरा है. When the question here is, when Supreme Court clearly permitted only smoke-free green crackers, how come so much smoke in Delhi on Diwali day that it literally became a Vishwaguru in pollution within one day? Will the BJP answer what was their winter action plan? This is what I'm showing right now on your TV screen. Other than BJP's answer to the winter action plan seems to be a hideous joke of the PM and the CM sitting in Lok Kalyan Marg with Dutch air purifiers made in China. This is the photograph of the Honorable Prime Minister and the Chief Minister sitting, and behind the Honorable Prime Minister you can see a Dutch-made air purifier which is made in China. So is this the winter action plan of BJP Delhi? This is the Delhi CM's tweet. The Honorable Delhi CM's tweet. She said, Delhi pollution. मेरा शहर गल रहा है, धुआं ही धुआं है हवाओं में, न जाने क्या जल रहा है, जहर ही जहर है फिजाओं में, इतना जहर कौन उगल रहा है. So this is BJP saying about pollution. If BJP is saying about pollution, what have they done for it? Will BJP answer why they made artificial rain in pristine Pondicherry today when it was needed in the gas chamber called Delhi? It was needed in Delhi. They said that they'll bring artificial rain. Okay. Why did they make artificial rain happen in Pondicherry and not in Delhi?
Siddharth, also speaking specifically of the data blackout, is there any proof and evidence that you all have? Have you all approached any court of justice?
No, this is in the People's Court right now. CP data, Rohini station, data chor, gaddi chor, Diwali ki raat 10 baje production 1079 पहुंचा, उसके बाद data गायब हो गया. This is the website. From that website, the entire data got erased. As you said, online no data was made available. Why did they do so? Because the entire day's data, the up and down, is calculated to come up with an average number. So it's like you cut off all the people, you disqualify all the people in India who are more than 6 feet tall, then obviously the remaining Indians will come across as dwarf. Isn't it so? It's a simple thing in a classroom. If you make sure that all the tallest students in the classroom are taken away, then the classroom site will come across as a classroom full of dwarf. So they don't want the
now bring
AQI
in
data
the
to show
BJP
the real
spokesperson,
picture.
Dr. Anil Gupta. Your take on that? It's all yours now to respond. Allegations that selective data was only shown just so that you could have the BJP look like you have, you know, your push for firecrackers at least was in the right direction. But it seems like all pollution data says that we are the worst in 5 years. What would be your response?
Yeah, good evening to you and all the viewers. Siddharth ji is admitting that they have done data chori in 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021 because the same UDL failure happened last year, previous year and the previous year too. It is a technical issue. You know, Delhi has the highest number of air quality monitoring stations in the country. Roughly 40 monitoring stations there. Your story also says some of the stations were giving the data and some of the stations were not giving the data.
Yeah, but 9 out of 9, only 9 out of 39.
I'm giving you the full.
30 locations, no data.
I'm giving the full picture. I'm giving you because I think Siddharthi should have read. I mean, some technical person should be here to talk about the air pollution. You know, how much is the Delhi area? Delhi has an area of 1,484 square kilometer and 40 monitoring stations. How much Mumbai? Mumbai had 28. Area is 6328. Hyderabad 14. Area is 7257. Bangalore 13. Area is 7005. Ahmedabad has 9. Area is 8087. This is the area and the monitoring. So that means Delhi has the highest number of monitoring stations. Still, and if you talk to any technical person, there is a UDL up-down link which transmit data from the machines to the server. And some of the stations, it happens every year, not in 2025. It happened in 2024.
So you're saying this data mismatch happens very often, and this is also what I've read, that environmentalists have said this has happened in the past as well.
Please listen to me, I will reply each and everything. See, same thing, same technical flow happened previous year, before that also. And what we talk of average air quality index. You know, this year on Diwali Eve, the average air quality index was 346 approximately. What was there on 31st October 2024, the Diwali day? It was 396. You check the data from CPCB. There is a reduction in the average air quality index from the previous Diwali Eve to this Diwali.
But how do you get that number when there's such a gap in tracking? When there's a gap in tracking, how did you land on that number?
I'm telling you, if you check the CPCB website, it is available last year, before that year. What they did, they did the chori of the smoke tower. You know, they put a very fancy smoke tower last year at the investment of 30 crores. It doesn't function. They talked of the source of Bushman study. They do chori on that. It doesn't happen. But, you know, when something is happening, they are worrying. How is this happen? They are worrying how the green caucus, the Honorable Supreme Court had allowed the green caucus. How much? If you see the data of Diwali night and the morning after that, there is slightly spike in that. But still, they are more concerned how the Honorable...
It's not a slight spike, sir. It's not
Madam, you check the CPCB data. Only 13-14
pollution levels on the day before Diwali and the day or the next day.
That is true. I'm telling you. Talk of last 6 months also. From February 2025 to September 2025, the AQI was less than 200. The credit should also been given to the Rekha Gupta government.
No, sir, but my only question is, okay, I understand this probably has happened even in the past under AAP, but isn't there some responsibility towards citizens? You know, it's not like as if even last year or this year, the data is anything to take pride in. So to say that it is better than last year's...
No. It is a technical. I'm telling you.
Is that really a justification?
It is a technical. You know, when there is a sudden
so when you speak of technicality, numbers suggest that you all have fared better than AAP. I get your point. Bavreen Kandari, your take on that. Just a clear citizen perspective here. I mean, you know, political parties are going to say mine was lessened during my tenure and higher the others' tenure. But ultimately, it's the common people, the politicians themselves who are bearing the brunt, but they would never want to say it.
Absolutely, Nabila. It's really sad that, you know, we have to come to this kind of conversation and discussions because the missing data, you know, in these, you know, peak moments it's really creates an information gap. It's like misleading the public. It's almost criminal. If data is missing during the dirtiest hours, which is, maybe the 24-hour data, like what we were saying, it's not doable because people think the air was bad when it really was maybe hazardous or severe. And this is a huge difference in health risk. I'm talking about, people in our groups and in our, family and friends who are a pregnant woman who's so concerned that I have a C-section day after. How will the air get? Will it be better? Now, if she's thinking that it's bad, but it is severe. It's a crime to keep that information, from people. And it also affects accountability, like now, we're already in that. You see how there's always this argument. If authorities later claim that pollution didn't spike as much as expected, they may be using incomplete or distorted data. So we'll just keep saying, it's like a routine. We are just
technology failure. And here you have the BJP saying that it's happened even in the AAP regime. So Siddharth, this is out of your own playbook.
And I just want to add that.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry. That pollution is invisible, and data is the only way to see it.
Correct.
So when that data disappears, we citizens are left blind.
If it's done deliberately, it's absolute cheating. That's illegal.
It's criminal.
Siddharth?
Yeah, Nabila, assuming for a second without admitting the BJP spokesperson saying that data theft happened during Aam Aadmi Party's rule also, that was the earlier law. Can he show that the Prime Minister of India, who is right now today sitting with an air purifier behind him, can he show a photograph of such happening of the Indian Prime Minister sitting with a air purifier behind him in the earlier years? Why did it happen only in 2025? Why did
that's not a justification. It's a clear question to you that
isn't it true that the BJP ministers of Delhi today, for the government accommodation that they've got in the last 1 week, for every room of theirs,
he will not reply to your question.
Sir, I'm sorry, Delhi elections have happened recently. You can't expect the world to change in a few months. It takes a little while. Aam Aadmi Party has been in power for a fairly long time. So certainly you have a lot to answer as well. My limited question was, has data mismatch happened under you? It's a yes or a no question.
Absolutely not. In fact,
all right, so I'm going to end it here. I am very short on time as well, but I really appreciate Mr. Siddharth and Dr. Anil Gupta and Bhavreen for joining us here today. All right, let me quickly cut across to all the top stories on Day Tonight, starting with Karnataka's political future now yet again in the spotlight. The race to become the next Chief Minister of Karnataka thickens, and it seems like the steam is only picking up. Who's going to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? At an event in Belagavi district, Chief Minister Siddaramaia's son and Varuna MLA Yatindra Siddaramaiah has dropped a big hint, saying that his father is in the final phase of his political journey and that progressive leaders like Satish Jarkioli should now lead the state forward. Like almost pitching Satish Jarkioli as his father's replacement whenever Siddaramaiah decides to step aside or whenever there's a change in leadership in Karnataka. He said Karnataka needs leaders with ideological conviction to guide and inspire. Satish Jarkioli is one such leader. Listening.
ಇವತ್ತು ತಂದೆಯವರು ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೇನು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಕೊನೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಬದುಕಿನ ಕೊನೆ ಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂತ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ವೈಚಾರಿಕವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಗತಿ ಪರವಾದಂತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೇತೃತ್ವ ವಹಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಒಬ್ರು ನಾಯಕರು ಬೇಕು. ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಅವರು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಯುವ ನಾಯಕರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ನನಗಿದೆ.
All right, that's a big statement from Siddaramaia's son, Yatindra, but the comment, of course, has triggered a lot of buzz. Reporters outrightly asked DK Shivkumar himself on what Yatindra said, and DK said this, rubbishing this, saying that it's all the party for the party to decide and nobody else. Here's what he said.
ಅವರತ್ತದ ಕೇಳಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು.
Well, DK in extension said that it's the party to decide. I don't know what he means, and in a way rubbishing what Yatindra said. But remember, DK is really eyeing the Chief Minister's chair. There was a lot of buzz that after 2.5 years of Siddaramaiah in the Chief Minister's chair, there will be a switch that DK might take over as the CM. But there's still no clarity on it. The Congress says nothing is moving in any direction right now. Status quo remains. Nonetheless, DK seems to have some divine blessings. In an exclusive conversation with TV9, the head priest of Panchamukhi Anjaneya temple, Shamacharya, has revealed that DK Shivkumar had made a secret resolution during his temple visit, a vow to become Karnataka's next chief minister. The priest says that he is destined to be, and that divine signs seen during the rituals that he conducted points to DK Shivkumar's imminent rise and his takeover as the chief minister. Here's what the priest said.
ಬಂಧು ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ವಿಶೇಷ ಅನುಕೂಲಗಳು ಏನು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಬೇಡಿಕೆಗಳು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟಕಾರ್ಯ ಆಗುವಂತೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವರ ಆಸೆ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ
Let me shift our focus here to Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has now stirred a major political debate, announcing a ban on halal-certified products in UP while warning against what he called the growing threat of political Islam to Sanatan Dharma. He says buying halal products is giving a lot of impetus to political Islam. Basically, money is being used for things like terrorism. Therefore, people should stay away from buying halal-certified products. He says that he is looking at a ban altogether. Speaking at an RSS centenary event, Adityanath said that while India often remembers its struggles against colonial powers, the battles fought by ancestors against political Islam have been largely overlooked. He cites icons like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Maharana Pratap, Guru Gobind Singh and Maharana Sangha as heroes who resisted its expansion, political Islam. Adityanath alleges that activities promoting political Islam continue even today under different names, and linking his remarks to the state policy, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has now announced that halal-certified products will now be banned in Uttar Pradesh, claiming that the profits from such products have been used to fund terrorism, according to him, and that forced conversions are happening with that money, and also love jihad, he says. He's urged people to avoid buying items with halal certification, noting that even soaps and clothes and matchsticks now carry halal tag. Adityanath alleges that the halal industry generates about 25,000 crores annually despite having no official recognition in India. So Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of UP, says that no one would be allowed to sell such products, at least in Uttar Pradesh, asserting that the state will act firmly to block any system that, in his words, threatens Sanatan values and national security. All right, it seems like Lucky Ali and Javed Akhtar, in a way, there's been a clash. I'm going to say exactly what happened. Javed Akhtar, the veteran lyricist and screenwriter, had come under fire after an old video of him surfaced asking Hindus not to become like Muslims. That went viral. In fact, it recently went viral yet again. And Lucky Ali decided to comment on that, to a post that was put out on the X platform, saying that this is what Javed Akhtar said. Lucky Ali responded, saying, well, don't become like Javed Akhtar. This was Lucky Ali's response. Never original and ugly. Now, this has kicked up a storm. Well, this is Lucky Ali's stance, though there was a lot of backlash. Lucky Ali came back to respond, saying my comments may have been misconceived or mistaken. In another post, Lucky Ali came back again and put out a so-called apology where he says, what I meant was that Javed Akhtar's arrogance was ugly. It was a mistaken communique on my part. Monsters may have feelings too, and I apologize if I hurt anyone's monstrosity. Well, again, pointing fingers at Javed Akhtar, ironically, but I'm going to take you through exactly what Javed Akhtar had said earlier.
As a matter of fact, I'm on record. I'm not saying it right here. You go, and Raju Hirani and me, we were in Pune in front of a big audience, and I said that don't become like Muslims. Make them like yourself. You are becoming like Muslims.
All right, now let me cut across to a major development in the terror network linked to Pakistan. The UN-designated terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed, founded by Masood Azhar, is now preparing to launch its first ever women's brigade, reportedly called Jamat ul-Muminat. According to details accessed by News9, the group has begun an online training and recruitment drive to mobilize women under the banner of jihad and raise funds for its activities. The course is named Tufat al-Muminat. It's designed to collect donations and recruit as many women as possible through virtual lectures. In a disturbing twist, female relatives of Jaish leaders, including Masood Azhar's sisters, Sadia Azhar and Samaira Azhar, are all going to now deliver online lectures to women, encouraging them to join the so-called female brigade of Jaish. The online recruitment drive is set to begin on November 8th. It will feature classes on jihad and Islam conducted by women, family members of Jaish commanders, including Afrir Farooq, wife of Omar Farooq, one of the Pahalgam terror attackers. Now, sources say that Jaish is now collecting 500 Pakistani rupees, that's around 156 rupees, Indian rupees, from every woman who enrolls to that course and was also given an online form, etc. to fill. Experts believe that this online format is really meant to bypass all restrictions and borders. And of course, it also pushes in a way for them to train women who are otherwise not encouraged within Islam to travel or go alone, etc. So this is a way to target them right from where they are sitting at home. So certainly a lot of questions being raised on the Jaish's next agenda. Right, finally, Paris's iconic Louvre Museum has reopened its doors. Louvre Museum has opened up yet again to visitors on October 22nd after daring daylight heist had left authorities and art lovers stunned. Remember, on October 19th, 4 masked thieves used a crane to break into the Louvre, an upper-level gallery, and stole these beautiful jewelries, historic jewelry. And in fact, they stole 8 priceless Napoleonic jewels, including a tiara, earrings. Once belonged to Queen Marie Emily and Queen Hortense. Some items like Empress Eugene's crown were later recovered outside the museum, apparently dropped during the getaway. Robbers escaped on motorbikes, leaving behind some equipment, and authorities suspect a highly skilled organized crime team carried out this theft. The museum, which had remained closed for investigation, has now finally opened up to visitors, and there's an investigation now to hunt down those thieves. It's still on and they're still not arrested. High-profile theft that's really triggered major security issues there. One of the most audacious museum robberies we could see in France's history or anywhere else. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have a great night.
Stop. Please stop. Where's your bike? Calm down.
Bike? We don't have.
But we'll get one, sister. With your recommendation.
Okay. Hey, don't touch my gabbar.
Oh, Gabbar's a good boy?
He's smooth.
Wow.
On road and off road too. Super bikes have super engine oil.
Vidal?
Saurav Ganguly.
Saurav Ganguly and hordes of super bikers have tested and trusted Vidal engine oil. It actually keeps the engine clean from deep within.
That goat is long dead, but Cyrus Bhai are still alive. Game Cho. This is God's office calling. You're not a VIP, so God won't speak directly, but here's the deal. You have been granted a second chance with a brand new news show.
Thank you very much. Just one thing. You said 2 more lives. So I'll first be a newsman who wins awards, and second I'll be
cockroach.
Better make this show last. No hurry to, be a cockroach. Let's stay here for a little while. Don't want to be a cockroach. Apparently, they have lots of issues, like being stamped upon. Which is the same thing as a newsman. I mean, they're not that different.